We are now moving on to DFW sports as we have quite a bit to talk about for the Rangers, the Mavericks, the Stars, and somehow even the Cowboys, even though it's one little thing. Now we're going to start with the Rangers as just in some news. Former Rangers coach Hector Ortiz passed away this past week at the age of 54 due to his this long-lasting loss, long battle which was lost to cancer. Ortiz spent 4 seasons as a first base coach and one each as a bullpen coach and catching coordinator. He also managed and coached in the Rangers minor league system and was a manager for several years in the Puerto Rican Winter League. The former catcher played 18 professional seasons from 1988 to 2005, appearing in 93 major league games with Kansas City and 7 with the Rangers. Ortiz was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1988. Now moving on from sadness to some happiness. The spring training has been underway and the Rangers have been pretty impressive as they currently hold a record of 5-2-1. So 5 wins, 2 losses, and 1 tie, which they're not counting, so it'd just be 5-2. On February 23rd, they opened up their spring training with a 5-4 win over the Kansas City Royals. The next day, February 24th, they took a loss to the Royals with the same exact score of 5-4. February 25th was the 0-0 tie against the Giants, which it went to multiple extra innings, but they couldn't, I think, multiple extra innings, but was not necessary to keep going. Or there was a certain rule that just simply stopped them and just called it a tie. February 26th, they picked up a 4-2 win against the White Sox. Then on February 27th, it was a World Series rematch in the spring training as they whooped that trick, wiped the floor with them in a 10-3 win against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And on February 28th, they played the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the first pitcher was Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And on that game, 2 things. One, the Rangers got the win with a score of 6-4 over the Dodgers. And funny enough, Evan Carter, the rookie sensation, was the only Ranger to get a hit on Yamamoto. And I saw a bunch of clips. A lot of Rangers striking out on pitches in the dirt. I'm like, bro, you can't be doing that. But it was pretty nasty, pretty slick from Yamamoto. And other than that, we got on February 29th, the Rangers got picked up the win against Milwaukee Brewers with a score of 7-5 and recorded their second loss on the time of this recording, March 1st, in an 11-5 loss against the Giants. Funny enough, in that loss, Wyatt Langford hit his first home run, an absolute goner, an absolute dinger, 400-plus feet, to make it his first home run of spring training. Moving on, the Mavericks, which we're just going to be talking about. Happy belated birthday to Luka, of course, turned 25. It's hard to believe he's only 25 and he's been in the NBA for 6 years, bro. So crazy to think about. But anyways, the record since their last episode, which has been 5 games, is 2-3. They were doing 5-3-0. Made it, I think, like 4-0. Then lost 2 consecutive games. One off a game winner from I think Gorgeous Niang, or I don't remember. I have to double check that. But anyways, on Thursday, February 22nd, a 116-93 win against the Suns. Sunday, February 25th, a 133-111 loss against the Pacers. On Tuesday, February 27th, they took a loss with a score of 121-119 against the Cavaliers. When they were going to half, they were down quite a bit, like 10, 15 points. And they came back, had like a 5-10 point lead and lost. I saw the clip and I'm like, no way he hit a game winner like that and the Mavs lost. Well, the Mavs lost, but Luka didn't stop himself from going off. And, apparently he had 45 points in that game. So it was like, dude, he had 45 points and they lost. Luckily, it wasn't his birthday, so. And that game winner from like half court, like a full court heave, basically, was from Max Strus. So, that's off to you, Max Strus, for that play. On Wednesday, February 28th, was the celebration of Luka's 25th birthday, which was celebrated with a victory against the Raptors, 136-125 on the road. And he celebrated it by getting a 30-point triple-double with 30 points, 11 boards, and 16 assists. And on Friday, March 1st, they took a 28-point loss to the Celtics, 138-110. The Stars. Since our last episode, they are 2-3-3, 2 wins, 3 losses, and 3 overtime losses. With that record, they are 14-6. They are 36-17-9. I forgot to update that, but that's okay. But even with that record, they are second in the Western Conference, or Eastern Conference, or however it works, and first place in the Central Division. On Saturday, February 17th, was an overtime loss, 4-3 to the Edmonton Oilers. Monday, February 19th, was another overtime loss, but coming down to a shootout, where they lost by inches, and because apparently some missed penalty calls, let the Bruins get the game-tying goal to force overtime, as well as apparently some guys, except Jason Robertson, did not know how to shoot and get a goal in overtime specifically in the shootout. Well, kind of. A lot of guys apparently didn't know how to get the puck into the goal, or in terms of like doing a different shot every time. In shootout, because Sagan and many others kept going for the 5-hole. It's like, dude, if it's not working, if it's broke, you gotta fix it. And in overtime, they had multiple shots, but kept hitting post. They ultimately lost by inches, and I was very ticked off to see it. On Tuesday, February 20th, another big-time loss of 3-1 to the New York Rangers. On Thursday, February 22nd, 4-1 loss against Ottawa Senators. Saturday, February 24th, was a 2-1 win against the Carolina Hurricanes. On Monday, February 26th, was an overtime loss with the score of 3-2 against the New York Islanders. Last time I checked when I was watching this game, I think I did, they were what? It was probably less than a minute, probably like 30 seconds going to overtime. Shot the puck, score, game over. It's like, dude, come on. Gotta step up. On Tuesday, February 27th, they suffered a 5-1 loss to the Colorado Avalanche. On Thursday, February 29th, got a 4-1 win against the Winnipeg Jets, which notched Jake Ottinger his 100th career win with the Stars. To end our segment for the Stars, trade alert! Trade alert! Something we've already talked about. Trade alert! The Stars traded for Flames defenseman Chris Tanev. Now, in this exchange, the Stars received Chris Tanev, as the Flames received Artem Greshnikov, a 2024 second-round pick, and a conditional 2026 third-round pick. Tanev is the second Flames player to be traded this season, as the franchise presses the reset button on its roster, joining Elias Lindholm, who was traded to the Vancouver Canucks earlier this month. Tanev was among one of the hottest names on the trade market, as he's on an expiring contract and a reliable defenseman with 14 NHL seasons under his belt. He's in the final season of a 4-year, $18 million deal with a $4.5 million cap hit. The 34-year-old has notched 1 goal and 13 assists in 56 games this season and boasts a plus 16 rating. He joins a Dallas defense highlighted by Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lindell, Thomas Harley, and Ryan Suter. The Stars had an opening to fill on the blue line with recent injuries to Yanni Hakanpää and Nils Lundqvist. The Toronto native is going from a team in Calgary that can miss the playoffs to a team in Dallas that is fighting for the top spot in the Central Division with the Winnipeg Jets. The Stars sit second in the division with a 35-17-9 record, which that record was at the time of this post, which was a few days ago, aka February 28th. So it's a great deal, especially neat with that much needed defense and making the improvement to making the defensive upgrade knowing that with all these injuries taking place, Donov, Hakanpää, Lundqvist being out, it's a good thing that they went out and did something that the Rangers can do, and even the Mavericks can do, but the Cowboys can't do. That's make a trade before the trade deadline and actually make some moves. Yeah. In terms of a grade, I don't really have a grade because I'm not. I like hockey, but if I'm being honest, I'm just generally I like hockey, but I'm just a casual fan, not knowing about a lot of this stuff. But based on an ESPN report and simply learning more about this, definitely gonna give it a A, or a B plus A minus type of range because it is a good deal, but it's sometimes it's that little bit of the salary cap because it's gonna be in his final deal, final year of the contract and that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of just the constrictions of the fiscal constrictions on their salary cap. So yeah, it's great to see that the Stars are making some moves. And just a quick side note for Tanev, he will not be making his Stars debut until approval for a visa to enter the United States. And I'm going to run through the final thing for the Cowboys, which is great, but it's kind of pointless because he's not going to do anything since he's going to sit behind Cooper Rush as the third-string emergency quarterback. Trey Lance is making his return to Dallas in 2024 with a $4.25 million roster bonus. It's great to see that he's receiving something. Great to see that he's doing something. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because he's just going to be just getting money, getting paid to just simply toss the ball around occasionally, not have the full pads on. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Dallas Cowboys play and work this offseason. So, with that being said, I've talked a lot, and I probably talked your ear off, but if you're here now, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening and giving up the time of your day, any time or part of your day to listen to me talk about everything that's happening in the sports world. So I really appreciate it. And to those of you listening, tuning in, thank you. I cannot do it without any of you and all your support. Please consider subscribing, following, liking, doing whatever on whatever platform you're tuning in from. As for me, I'm Dak. This is Dak Talk Sports, the weekly place to be to get caught up on all weekly sports news. And as for me, I'm Dak. Remember to be like Dak, stay hydrated, and stay awesome. Adios, amigos.